to pay taxes, they deprive the state of huge sums of money and also occupy key positions expected to have been given to local skilled workers. By implementing the legal provision of the appropriate act, therefore, it is a workable strategy to protect the local workforce.
In preparation of the second edition of the doctoral incubator project in economic and management sciences, 50 projects have been received to be scrutinized in the days ahead. Choosing projects must respond to societal problems faced by economies in the CEMAC regions. More with our reporter, Saleh Sharifa.
The CEMAC sub-region is known for its abundant natural resources. Today, the problematic is the transformation of the zones through scientific research to have a viable economic development. Therefore, the aim of the doctoral incubator project in economics and management sciences is to create a favorable environment to boost innovative research projects in Central African countries and seek measures of proper implementation. Among the 50 doctorate projects received, 30 shall be retained. The chosen projects must have a solution to a social problem faced by the environment or by the daily activities of the population.
The finality is that the good projects who apply to some criteria and impact to their environment, they have to be in mobility to go to many different laboratories in France.
The rendezvous is therefore scheduled for the 5th and 6th December, where the 30 selected candidates shall defend their projects in management and economics. Only the 5 best shall obtain a 6-month mobility grant for laboratories in France to finalize and defend their doctorate degree, after which they shall eventually be expected to return to implement and transform their research and know-how in the CEMAC sub-region.
That was rather a report by our student journalist Paloma Sama. And following the recent discovery of 5 poliomyelitis cases in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé, a vaccination campaign has been launched this Friday to prevent the spread of the disease. The campaign, led by the expanded vaccination program PEV and the Ministry of Public Health, is to protect children, especially from the wild poliovirus type 2. The activity to unfold under a strategic plan. More with a reporter, Hi Sencha.
The vaccination caravan against poliomyelitis is on in the central region as many children answered present to receive the first dose this Friday, September 22nd. The response strategy triggered by the 5 polio cases in Yaoundé will target kids below 5 years of age in 6 regions of the country: West, the Center, Littoral, Northwest, South and the Southwest.
From the 22nd to 24th September, the first round of poliomyelitis campaign against poliovirus. So we are targeting children from 0 to 5 years old.
For a complete eradication of the wild poliovirus type 2, the expanded vaccination program PEV and the Public Health Ministry have mobilized a good number of personnel to touch the nooks and crannies of the regions during the 3-day campaign.
Our household strategies, and we go also in the schools. We have almost 4,000 teams put in place to circulate different households. We will cover all the 10 divisions of the Central region, and we have 32 health districts, and in the different community we'll have a team on the field providing vaccination of against poliomyelitis. It's simple, 2 drops in the mouth.
Medics equally insist that the disease is so close to us, and the population is therefore called upon to collaborate with the health personnel on the field to put a stop to its circulation.
The number of students blocked outside school gates after 7:30 a.m. for late coming is alarming. Trapped in between traffic, morning chores, and a lot more. Students advance varied reasons that blocks them outside the school gates at past 7:30 a.m. School authorities too have reinforced punitive strategies on students who come late to school. Let's watch.
It is past 7:30 a.m. this Thursday, September 21, and these students have been blocked outside the main gates of Government Bilingual High School, Dido. Their crime, late coming. The reasons for coming late to school vary. Some blame their parents for overtasking them in the morning. Others accuse traffic jam, and others admit that they woke up late.
I was reading my books late at night, so I couldn't get up early.
I did the house chores. I came out at 7 past 10. I was waiting for bike. That's fine.
Very bad because my classmates are doing notes and me, I'm here standing on the campus.
Officially, classes start at 7:30, so any child who comes after 7:30 a.m. is considered late because your very first period starts at 7:30. So effectively, from 7:30, you are officially late.
Excuses that the school authorities don't tolerate.
Of traffic congestion, but then that usually does not give the excuse of students coming late. A student who is conscious is supposed to be at least before 7:25.
With just 3 weeks into the new school year, the number of children coming late at Government Bilingual High School, Dido, is alarming. The senior discipline master talks of 15% of latecomers recorded since the start of the school year.
We have at least 10 to 15% of the students who usually come late to school. So, what are some of the measures we take? When they come, we give them small light work, as you can see. They tidy the environment, they pick papers, and so to actually make them, to actually stop this attitude of coming late.
To clean the campus.
In the campus, school campus.
Corporal punishments out of bounds.
Back on campus, latecomers undergo disciplinary sanctions. Some sweep, others mop the floor, others pick up dirt and empty the trash can. Humiliating jobs that automatically piece on their mindset. Some of the students are already thinking of strategies that will take them to school on time.
Now, sons and daughters of the canton, Dido Canton in Douala, are intensifying preparations ahead of celebrations to mark the 10th year of the passing away of their King Isaka Ekwala. Ekwala, who ruled the people for more than 3 decades. Activities to mark the event were disclosed at a press conference in Douala today. Gladys Ambodiba completes that story.
It would be a one-week event, the celebration of the life of the charismatic King of Dido, His Royal Majesty, King Isaka Ekwala Isaka, who journeyed to the land of no return 10 years ago. The event will begin on Monday, September 25, 2023. It would be a significant moment for the sons and daughters of Dido.
Why celebrating him? Because he was a very charismatic chief, because he loves Dido, he made a lot for us, and we don't want to forget him. So, reason why 10 years after, I wanted us to remind that wonderful man.
It was disclosed at this press conference at the palace in Dido, September 22, that all the villages that make up the Dido canton, that is, Bonateki, Bonanjinje, Bonamunduru, Bonateki, Bonatene, and Bonantone, will actively take part in all the religious and traditional activities in celebration of the king with extraordinary eloquence.
On attend de cet événement un moment.
We are hoping to have a grandiose and popular event that will be attended by the sons and daughters of Dido from all over to tell the story of our village, our culture and tradition, and most importantly, to talk about our king and his legacy.
L'héritage fort.
One of the strongest legacy which the king left behind is the extension of Dido. Dido is one of the rare Douala canton that is encircled by other cantons due to its demographic limitations. From the north by Aqua, south still by Aqua South, in the west the Vuri River, and in the north the Bassa Canton. It needed God to send the king as a messiah to obtain the shores of River Vuri with possibilities of extension. With the help of one of Daido's sons, the king obtained the Mwape land, which is almost 10 times larger than the present canton. King Isaka Isaka ruled the people of Daido for more than 3 decades. During his last years of reign, he was strongly involved in the revalorization of the traditional pearls at the local, national, and international levels. He died at the age of 72.
In a bid to reinforce youth employability in culture and the literary heritage, creative and cultural industry has presented the second phase of the project. The launching ceremony was held here in Cameroon's economic city Douala. The achievements of the first phase and objectives of the second was presented. Aisha Tao was part of that ceremony. Her story.
Youth training and employability in the works of culture and literary heritage is the main objective of the Cultural and Creative Industry (ICC) project.
Les acteurs culturels n'étaient pas professionnels.
We have realized that the actors are not professional in their actions, and also the milieu was not developed. That is the remark that made us create the first phase of this project.
J'ai le besoin pour initier une première phase de ce programme.
This will mean giving the youths the required knowledge in order to develop the sector.
Il s'agit ici de leur apporter la méthode.
Giving them the methods, put them in a platform or network that will permit them meet actors, interact with them, and find ways to develop that sector.
Pouvoir trouver des voies de développement de ce secteur.
Apart from training thousands of youths and accompanying startups in the cultural sector, they have equally added decentralized local authorities as new actors. Employ youths, which we will put in decentralized local authorities, and they will specialize in domains of literary heritage to bring to the decentralized local authorities and expertise in the domain of culture, because the decentralized local authorities have cultural services which most often don't have the adequate potentials or adequate profile. It will be the occasion for us to give them our support so that cultural services decentralize local authority so that they can bring cultural projects up at the local level. The project is also expected to valorize and preserve cultural and literary heritage with the adequate trainings.
And that report by Aisha Tao brings us to the end of this edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal International. Take another rendezvous same time on Monday for another edition of news in the English language. For now, it's goodbye.